Hello traders, Day Trader Matt here of businesswithtrading.com, doing a trading strategy recap for Friday the 5th of June. And today was a great trading day. Today we had 5 trades and pulled 11 and a quarter points out of the market. We had a small gap down to start the day. Price ran lower, ran up again, and then started to work its way lower. Definitely provided some really nice trading opportunities, and we ended up opening a little bit late, so we missed the open. So our first trade was right in here. We went short the market. We were able to take some profit and reverse down here. We ended up going long, and we actually took some profits towards the top of this bar here. Price did come up a little more. As it came down, we did get long, but we ended up getting shaken out of it as price came back down, and we just watched it. Price did come back up, chopped around a little bit. We did get long up here, but it was very short-lived. We got long, and then we ended up getting out as price did roll over. So, made a little bit, not enough to really brag about, but it is what it is. So then price did come lower, which was interesting. We did get long here, and we were able to take profit on right in here. We were able to get long down here, get out up here, and that was basically our day. After that, we kind of watched things. We did have a short a little bit higher, but price didn't go higher, so it is what it is. We just watched it and ended up closing right around here just because there wasn't really that much going on, so closed a little bit before 12, and it was a fantastic Friday. So we'll take the money and have a great weekend and come back next week. We also made some good trades. We took one of our options trades off, and a futures trade we closed as well. One was Macy's that we were in. We got in over here, and we ended up taking profit up here. Just because right now it's kind of in a very difficult spot. If it shoots up, it shoots up, but it's going to have to be strong. But it can come back as well. So, and seeing that, might as well just get out. If it goes up, we can always re-enter. If not, then we don't have to enter. We can just get out and take profits. So the move from here to here gave us 58% on our money. That was for March 16th actually was the date of entry, and today was June 5th. So a little bit less than 3 months, but we made 58% on our money. That's the amount of money that we actually risked in the trade. That's full premium. We made 58% on it. Not too bad. Where else can you really make 58%? There are a few areas, but, it is what it is. And it was a pretty conservative trade, I thought. We ended up selling a call up here. That's not factored in. That, we talked about that when we did it. We ended up selling some calls and buying them back as price did come down. And, that makes it even better when you can do that. Now, our futures trade was Cocoa. And let's zoom into it. And it was right over here. We did get long at 30.70. We were trying to add at 30.50, but it came right down, hit it. It did not go lower. It just came down, hit it, and then just started running up. So we did not get in on that portion. So we got in at 30.70, and we ended up getting out. Price did run up. It ran up, it ran up, it ran up. And we ended up getting taken out on our stop right over here at 3,100. So we made 30 points in Cocoa. It's not a great trade, but it's not a bad trade either. $30 is, if I could get my marker out again, is $300 per contract. Which, like I said, isn't good, isn't bad. It's kind of just like an trade. We only got in partial. We were originally going to risk 30 points to, on a full position. Since we didn't get filled, we were only risking 20 points, which, that's kind of subjective in itself just because we didn't get filled on the second leg. So we basically just, got filled on half. We were able to get out, and it is what it is. And we get to add $300 to our total so far. Best trade we've had so far was the US dollar. Great trade. And we only took a portion of it. It ran under 95, and right now, US dollar is actually it's back up 96.34. We got in 97.60, and we got out 96.20 and 96 even. So that was the best trade so far in the swing trade group. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have anything to add to the conversation, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, whatever, comment section below. Remember, no such thing as a dumb question, only the question not asked. So if you have a question, ask. That's what I'm here for. That's why I have Twitter, Facebook, an email, a phone. All those things are, if you have some questions, I might be able to help out. We may or may not be able to work together, but I can at least answer questions. So with that, thanks for watching. Have an awesome rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you back here in the markets. Thank you.